Hello, my friends. This is Amner Hunter from Amner Hunter Studios. Welcome to another video. For quite some time, I have always wanted to make an analysis of the mastering of Metallica songs. And since they released two new songs, very cool songs, by the way, I wanted to analyze the complete discography, including the new songs, to see how is the mastering in all of the albums. Maybe some of you know, or some of you don't, but Metallica broke a record in Death Magnetic, their 2008 album. They broke a record of loudness. The loudness was huge in that album. All of the dynamics were squashed. The album sounds lifeless. That's what I think. And well, not just me, a lot of people. So I wanted to analyze the new songs so I can compare what decisions they made based on this production matter of mastering, right? As you know, mastering is the final process of music production, right? Is when the mastering engineer gives a final touch to the stereo track, the final mix, and the mastering engineer makes the song ready to be released to the world, right? So most of the times, if not all the times, in the chain of the mastering, the plugin that goes right there is a limiter, right? The limiter is like a compressor with a super fast attack and super fast release. And the purpose of the limiter is to increase the loudness, right? Without clipping, without the song distorting or passing over 0 decibels. So that's what the limiter does, and I use it on all of my mastering work. You know, I'm not a super experienced mastering engineer, but of what I know, the limiter is in the last part of the chain, right? The mastering chain. So we can easily visually see how the mastering through the years of Metallica has been, right? So if I zoom in on the songs, we can easily look the waveforms, how the waveforms in some albums are more dynamic. The song can breathe a little bit more, and in some other songs, the dynamics are completely squashed and completely cut. And Death Magnetic, you can see here how everything is so squashed. To be honest, that's not a good thing. Gladly, the loudness wars are coming to an end, but that's subject to another video. Here are the last two songs of Metallica, the latest. Okay, this is Hardwired, and this is Moth into Flame. And we can see how the song is not super squashed like the previous ones, like Death Magnetic, for example, or Saint Anger. These songs has a little bit more dynamic. They kind of leave a little bit of headroom and, you know, space here below 0 decibels. They are not squashed like totally. So that's a good thing. And actually, I kind of noticed that as soon as I heard the songs, the latest songs, I could listen to a more dynamic and more alive mix. For example, I can play some audios for you so you can know what I mean. I'm going to keep the volume of the songs very low because of copyright issues here on YouTube, but still you can listen how the songs, the mixes are affected. All right, let's check it out. right? We can hear definitely a lower loud mix on Blackened than on Master of Puppets. As you can see in the waveforms are a little bit smaller than here. All right. So let's jump out to the Black album. These albums are not like very squashed, especially the Injustice for All album. It's very dynamic, and that's a very good thing. That's a very good thing on music. Right, and they started to increase the volume here. But yeah, the loudness wars started like in the, I think, in the 90s, and in the 2000s and the years after, the loudness wars were like very big. That's a whole international issue, the loudness wars, and I'm glad that a lot of engineers are fighting for the loudness wars to be over, and for us audio enthusiasts and music producers to release the music very lower levels, right? Less loud, and that's an awesome thing, because when you have a dynamic mix, you feel the song more alive. The song can breathe a little bit more. The quieter parts and the louder parts of the song has a difference. Not everything is at the exact same level. Music, it doesn't supposed to be everything at the same level. Music is supposed to be dynamic, so I think it's very cool that this year's music producers and audio engineers have more the sense of putting out the mixes with less loudness. And let's jump up to reload. Right, right away I can notice more loudness in reload and Saint Anger. Right, and that magnetic. Damn, man. As soon as I put that magnetic song, The Day That Never Comes, you can easily, even at this lower volume, you can easily notice how distorted the snare, for example, sounds, but not distortion in a good way, but in a bad way. Listen. Listen to the snare. Even in the quieter parts, the music is so squashed, man. Right? It's so squashed, and it's very ear fatiguing. The difference, unlike this, for example. Right? You can listen to that punch in the snare that hit very hard. For example, in the quieter parts of Master of Puppets. Right? It it's so cool when the music is dynamic, man. I mean, I know we need loudness, but we don't have to overdo it, all right? So I'm very glad that Metallica decided to not master that loud on this new album, which is gonna be great, I'm sure. I'm loving these songs actually. So let's check it out, Hardwired. You can listen right away the snare, that very punchy snare, and guitars and everything. Let's check it out. Mothing to Flame. Yeah, it's awesome. And so I wanted to make an analysis of this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video, folks. All right, later.